to an episode of the Dark Rum Podcast.
It's Dark Rum, you sexy motherfuckers!
With Ryan / Turtle and Kyle
/ Steve.
The normal. See unicorns forever.
Everything is real, don't believe the foo.
You're the one who denies everything.
I know.
Literally everything we talk about.
I told Jared, too, one of the reasons I didn't want to do Bermuda Triangle today is because the more I read more, I was like, this is bullshit.
Every time I read anything, I'm just like...
God, it's like facts and reality are just an issue for me.
It's like, for you, supernatural and paranormal things are like what movies are for me, where the more you watch it and pay attention, the less you think it's good.
Probably true, yeah, almost certainly.
Like, I hate every single movie and everybody hates it because I can't help but critique the actual quality of everything about it. And also, why does everybody leave their windows open? And why, when you walk into your home, do you leave your door open? That's how the burglar got in.
Why do people walk through pitch black houses all the time?
I mean, I can't say I haven't done that one, but I have closed my door every single time I've walked into my house.
You've walked into your house and be like, I hope someone kills me today, and just like walk through with your eyes closed with knives hanging from the ceiling.
True. I have cleared my house with a gun before, though. I've been like, I think a burglar's here. Let me go and make sure there's not.
It's coming right for us.
Reality, my wife just left the door open.
Oh, man. Anyway, so today we're going to talk about ghosts.
Yeah, ghosts.
And also black-eyed children?
Children with black eyes.
Is that so? I never heard of them.
You've never heard of black-eyed children?
No, but I'm going to start with ghosts.
Okay, let's start with ghosts.
All right, so here's where we're going to go.
Ghosts used to be people that were alive.
Correct.
And now they're not alive.
Correct.
But they're still here. That's what a ghost is. Just giving some backstory on what ghosts are.
You're right. So there are two primary types of ghosts. Type 1 are called repeaters. I'm dead serious.
No, I know. I was just really confused if this was like a setup against me.
Oh, no.
Like you looked at me and I'm like, he wants me to say what types there are. I was going to be like echoes, which is great because you did the same thing.
Echoes. Yeah, there's echoes, which are not actually sentient ghosts. They're just... It's like a film strip. It's just a recurring image on the background. That's the most believable kind. Well, yeah, and they're the most like if someone dies in a rocky hallway, the rocks leave the imprint, and that's what you'll often. Most ghosts are like leftover after images of people that have like been around.
Yeah, it's like something that happened over and over.
Someone
and so the
falls
world is
down
just
the
replaying
stairs.
it.
Yeah, and then they'll go on for decades to centuries, depending on
it's
how.
Usually not stuff like that. It's usually just like stuff that would have happened like a lot. Like you're like seeing a glimpse into the past. Like
so there's
soldiers walking around a building, and my favorite ones with those is I think there's one in like Gettysburg where there's like supposed to be like soldiers, but they built up the floor.
Yeah,
and so the soldiers are in the ground because that's where it was and they did it.
It's basically any time people are emotionally charged, it leaves that imprint. And depending on what's there, so like the reason it doesn't happen in modern houses.
I don't know if I believe in like the emotional side, but like the world is like a magnet.
Well, so here's the thing.
Recordings could be possible.
We know that like our minds affect reality to some extent.
No,
we've proven this in physics examples. Have you ever heard of there's a bunch of like have you heard of the double slotted experiment in physics?
No.
Okay, it's about observation of photons.
What's a photon?
Light particle. I could go into some serious detail on this.
Let's do this. Let's talk about space instead.
Okay, so Jared just gave us a disgusted
photons.
Look. So scientists took a slotted piece of metal. Okay, they blast light at it. They have observation equipment on the other side. While watching it, they see that the light blows through these slots and shows up on the observation equipment in the way you expect it to, with two slots. While testing, they were running a bunch of tests. Like often science does, they do try to recreate the same example over and over. They noticed that some of these tests, specifically ones they weren't observing, the slots weren't just slots, they were wave patterns. They call them their waves. So it's heavy where it's right in the center, then smaller and smaller and smaller. Like the particles are bouncing off each other. I can't remember what it's called right now. The dispersion pattern or whatever. So they realized that whether or not they were observing affected these particles and how they reacted. That's why white light acts as both a particle and a wave.
Whoa, so if you're not there paying attention, do bears not shit in the woods?
if we're living in a a simulation, then no, probably not.
Cool.
Oh, unless they do, in which case that's a whole nother thing.
Reality is just like Minecraft.
Have you heard the simulation theory? Anyway, ghosts.
On that note, I was going to talk about glitches in the Matrix, but I changed my mind.
We can go into glitches
Not
in
today.
the Matrix.
I didn't do anything for that.
So the point is that a lot of ghosts, most ghost people encounter are repeaters. They're echoes. They're leftovers from someone else from behind, usually some type of moment, emotionally charged or area. It's better on like stone, the ground, things like that hold energy, that leave, like Kyle was saying, everything's a magnet. Stones are magnets, things like that. It's all attracted to it. So it just kind of floats around there. And like that's why modern houses don't have them as much, because drywall and like boards are not very good at holding that kind of energy. But like old stone cottages and like cobblestone pathways are crazy good at them. The other ones are free-form apparitions.
The poltergeists.
No, poltergeists are a whole other thing.
Then there's 3 types of ghosts.
No, poltergeists aren't
there was
ghosts.
2.
Poltergeists aren't ghosts.
Poltergeists are ghosts.
Poltergeists are not ghosts.
Poltergeists are ghosts that move things.
Poltergeists are not ghosts.
Poltergeists are ghosts.
Poltergeists, here's why poltergeists aren't ghosts.
What are poltergeists?
They're more like the ghost of a demon.
Nah, they're just ghosts.
They're not ghosts.
They're really angry ghosts.
I mean, they are angry, yes.
Because they're ghosts.
But that's not why they're angry.
Yes, they are.
I don't think
They're
so.
ghosts because they murdered their family, and then they became a ghost, and now they have to
Nope,
do
none of
it
those things.
all the time.
Nope, not correct. So anyway, freeform apparitions are basically ghosts that are like the leftovers of a person's soul.
And they push you down the stairs because they're poltergeists.
I mean, technically a ghost could push you down the stairs.
That
They're
would make
really
it a
not
poltergeist.
generally strong enough to do that. And that's not a poltergeist.
Not having hands would make you very not strong.
A poltergeist isn't the remnants of a person. A poltergeist is the remnants of something or some happening, often like purely emotional.
Like a bear ghost.
Think like a repeater that's angry and has more sentience.
That's not a repeater then. That defeats the definition.
It's that's why I'm trying to say they're not ghosts. That's why I don't count poltergeists as ghosts.
I think they're ghosts.
They're not made from people per se. Ghosts are like the leftovers. Even repeaters are barely ghosts. They're just energy reserves left over in stone and shit.
Okay.
Like ghosts, like real solid ghosts.
Real ass ghosts.
Your grandma floating around, that's a ghost, not a poltergeist. And those freeform apparitions are like here, floating, doing their thing. Usually it's because they're looking after loved ones, things like that.
How does one contact a ghost?
Do you want a serious answer?
Yes.
Well, it helps if you have access to your third eye.
I misplaced mine.
Okay. Then you talk to a friend that has access to their third eye.
Okay.
And then you talk to them.
Okay. Where are the ghosts?
There's other things. They're all over.
Point to the ghost.
Right there. No, it's outside. You can't see it.
You just said they're all over.
They are all over. There's none down here.
Ask Chef Ghost why he made my glass explode the one time.
I don't know. He's not here right now.
Oh.
He's upstairs.
We'll call him.
I'm not calling him.
Ghost!
That's not how you call him.
Motherfucker.
You got to believe it.
Jared, call for the ghost.
Yeah, look, it's like fairies from Hook. You gotta really believe.
Ghost.
So here's the thing about ghosts, and more importantly, think about demons.
Demons aren't real.
They are. Demons are fueled by you, so you feed them. If you don't feed them the fear or whatever they want, they can't do anything. That's why they don't bug people that aren't freaked out by them.
Demon, I'm scared of you.
You're not, though. You're lying, and it knows it. Kyle wants so badly.
I want a demon to just do my bidding.
Do not ask for demons. They won't do your bidding. It'll just fuck around.
Then I just want it to hang out with me.
That's not how they work.
It'd be my friend.
It
We'll
would definitely not be your friend.
Whatever, we'll go on adventures.
At least as far as I understand it, that's not the case at all.
It would be like a buddy cop thing. Like
I
one's a
should-
crotchety old demon, and then
I
there's me
should
making
clarify
jokes.
something. Everything I understand could be totally wrong because every time I think I learned something is a foolproof, this is the facts, it's never the facts.
So I could get a buddy demon.
I mean, theoretically, if in a universe where anything is possible, sure.
We are in a universe where anything is possible.
Yeah, so I'm saying, yes, sure.
Cool.
But I don't think it's likely. I think you're more likely to fuck around and find out.
Dude, I'm gonna get me a demon. His name will be Wilson.
A demon named Wilson?
That's what I'm gonna name him.
Oh, why are you going to name him Wilson?
I don't know, because
Like the volleyball from Castaway?
no, it just sounded like cool to say a demon named Wilson.
Oh, I thought you were going for a Castaway reference. I don't know why.
I just pulled that out of my ass.
Oh, so you just want like an imaginary friend named Wilson, like in
Yeah.
Castaway.
Yeah, but a demon.
But a
and
demon.
He'll like kill things for me.
That's not how they work either.
He'll
usually.
like curse things for me.
He'll
provide people bad luck for me.
You're the worst person for this kind of stuff because you have no idea and you have very skewed opinions of what stuff's going to do.
He'll give bad luck to people I don't like.
I mean, that's kind of pretty close to it, I guess.
Luck's not real though.
Well, so then he's not going to do anything. You don't believe enough. Clap
All right.
your hands. You got to believe.
All right, so where's the ghosts?
What do you mean, where are the ghosts?
I'm just gonna keep asking you where the ghosts are.
So
what kind of
ghosts
ghosts are
tend
here?
to attach to people, generally speaking.
How many ghosts do you have?
Me?
Yeah.
None.
How many ghosts does Jared have?
2.
How many ghosts do I have?
1.
What's its name?
I'm not telling you anything.
Why can't I know my ghost's name?
Because A, that's not how this works, and B, because you're a shenanigan.
I just want to know its name.
You don't.
Is it Wilson?
It's not Wilson.
Did the ghost give me that?
You knew them.
I don't know anybody.
Who do you think it is?
Wilson.
It's not Wilson. You could call it Wilson if you want. It doesn't give a shit.
If it had a name, I feel like it would be upset if you gave it a new name. All right, so what are we talking about again? Ghosts.
I thought you were going to talk about black-eyed children.
You're done talking about ghosts? I did not learn anything about ghosts.
Okay.
I felt more like we just argued about what demons are.
We definitely argued more than we talked about ghosts.
Okay. Does spirit boards contact ghosts?
They can.
What's your opinion on them? Lots of people have bad opinions on them.
I think that they're for most of the part bullshit. But I have known them to work. And generally speaking, if you have a group of people that are pouring power into anything, it's going to work. So if you have 4 or 5 people sitting around a fucking piece of paper with letters scribbled on it and a pencil that you're all holding to point to those letters, and you really believe that that's going to...
Are you talking about Charlie now?
What's Charlie?
You put a pencil on top of another pencil and like yes, no in 4 corners and
I've never heard of it.
you summon Charlie the demon and then he answers questions for you? Oh, okay.
I doubt
You
that.
just described like that exact thing, like a pencil pointing to things.
I've never heard of that before.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, I think that if you do anything with enough people that have enough willpower and belief, you'll get a result. So I think that the Ouija board and spirit boards, things like that, you know, with the right people or actual belief will probably show you some result.
Ironically, I've only ever used them a couple times when I was a kid. Never believed in it, but I was thinking about it recently, and I don't know if it's related or not.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was, it kept telling one of the people in the group there that they were going to die.
Mm-hmm.
And they died young,
Yeah.
but not like soon after that.
Yeah.
It was like a couple of years, but that was interesting. I don't know if it's related or
So
not.
that depends on like what you're talking to, because like
No, it did it every time. I don't know what we were talking to, but
Well,
it did it
I'm
every
gonna
single
say-
time.
a lot of things that will like come to things like that are going to be like oracle spirits and things.
Ew.
So like the things that talk to like
I
the
thought it was demons.
the ancient Greeks and things like that. Well, some of them are demons, I'm sure. Demons love to fuck around. They love to get in on people. They like to get them nervous and get energy from that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Oracle spirits are less common than they used to be, but they still pop in and throw out prophecies. And very often they love to just call out when people are going to die.
No, I just said you're going to die. Just
Yeah.
repeated it.
Yeah.
Everybody dies, though. It's not really a prophecy.
Yeah, it's not super accurate, no. That's
You're
the
gonna
issue
die.
with this kind of
You're
stuff.
gonna
Is
die.
the other thing, too, is oracle spirits and things like that are kind of wibbly wobbly on
I'm
time.
never going to die.
You're going to die.
Nah.
You're probably going to die.
Nah, probably not.
I mean, if Jared has his way, you're almost certainly going to die.
Nah.
If we've learned anything from the last couple episodes, it's that Jared is really the one that's going to kill you.
He threatens it, but all he knows is I know how to choke him out. He'd have to go hard right away.
We
and
also
hope
know,
he doesn't get and hope he gets lucky.
If you've watched Rum Runners, you know he's not afraid of setting himself on fire and then tackling you as a burning effigy of destruction.
Absolutely afraid of that. What are you talking about? Honestly, if I wanted to keep him away from me, all I would have to do is start a small fire and be like, just circle around it. Be like, come on. Come on. In fact, now I'm going to challenge Jared to a fight in a circle of fire, and that's how Jared will become a ghost.
He's going to die in a circle of fire.
That's going to be such a traumatic event for
Jared
him.
can become your
It won't even be
demon.
my violent. He'll just die from the heart attack that being in a circle of fire will cause him.
I mean, that's probably accurate.
Then he'll be a ghost, and I'll have my buddy demon.
He heart attacks out. He hangs around with you probably just to make your life a living hell.
I'm gonna challenge him to a fight. He's gonna be like, we're gonna fight in this ring, and then as soon as he gets in, I'm gonna be like, just so you know, that ring's fire.
Jared, I'm so sorry I brought this upon you. Just know that when you're a ghost, I'll tell Kyle exactly all of the profanity you're spewing at him. He's on board with this.
Good. I want a friend to be my ghost.
He hates you. No.
My friend who hates me is still better than another ghost. I don't know, man. I don't know how ghosts work.
What world do you live in?
Can you catch ghosts in a Pokeball and just keep it as your friend?
I mean, if we're working on Pokemon world logic, then yes, because they had ghost Pokemon.
Ghost Pokemon.
Gengar, Haunter, Ghastly.
Now, if you have a ghost, can you make the ghost attack people?
You don't have ghosts. That's not how that works.
You just said I did, and you said Jared had two.
Ghosts that'll latch onto people.
Can you make them attach things?
No. Attack things? No. That's not how ghosts work.
So it's not like Frighteners.
Oh, God, no. Although that is a sweet movie that got underrated.
You can't like have your ghost like reach into someone's
I
chest
loved
and
the
stop
judge
their heart.
with the fucking falling off jaw.
Yeah,
like
that was a great movie.
it was a really good movie. It was a super underrated movie. It was Michael J. Fox. It was
I just remember when I was a kid, it scared the shit out of me. And then I was older
terrifying.
and I thought it was funny.
Mm-hmm. What's his face? Gary Busey's son?
Gary Busey's son.
Yeah, Gary Busey's son. Something Busey, I'm assuming.
Evil Ghost Man.
Evil Ghost Man.
All right. So, are ghosts more like that, or are they more like Ghost from the movie Ghost?
It's actually Ghost from the movie Ghost is probably more accurate than Ghost from Frighteners.
So they spend an entire day just trying to move a penny.
I mean, yeah, probably. Most ghosts don't have the power to do shit. The problem.
What's the point of being a ghost? It sounds horrible.
The point of ghosts are not there to do things. Ghosts are there to observe.
What are they observing? That sounds boring as fuck.
Most ghosts have unfinished business.
I'm gonna be your ghost now, and I'm just gonna be like,
You're gonna
whisper in your ear.
Bad time.
I'm gonna whisper in your ear like regularly.
I'll be able to see you and make eye contact when I touch myself.
It's cool. I'll make eye contact with you, and then I'll touch my ghost self, and then I'll make it awkward.
Oh man, that's not gonna be awkward. That's gonna be hot.
And then, and then I'm gonna constantly whisper in your ear. You're doing it wrong.
Oh my god.
Actually, no. Yeah, that's my new goal. I'm gonna wait till you're jerking it, and that's the only time I'm only gonna show up when you're doing that. I'm gonna be like, you're doing it wrong.
Jesus.
And that's my now unfinished business because I need that to happen.
A weird rabbit hole this went down. About Kyle and his perverted ghost obsessions. Actually, fun fact about perverted ghosts. Do you know that Ghostbusters, the movie, there's that whole scene where Ray gets the blowjob from a ghost in his dream?
That happens?
And it's
does that happen?
It's like, yeah, it's a scene in the movie. He's in
no, I meant in real life.
No, stop.
I care about the movie. Can I get a ghost to do that?
No. So in that scene was actually part of a much longer scene where they were like clearing an old like Civil War fort, found the uniforms, dressed in the uniforms, went to bed, and the ghost blew him in real life in that scene. But they decided it was too long and it didn't have enough time in the movie, so their had to have it was, all right, we'll take out all the other preface of the scene, but I want that ghost blowy in the movie. And so
is there an alternative like scene somewhere that's recorded?
I'm sure there's like somewhere on the cutting room floor there's that scene of like the rest of that fort where they're hunting ghosts. But like Dan Aykroyd was like, hell or high water, there's a scene with me getting blown by a ghost in this movie.
He's a true believer.
He is a true believer. He started Crystal Skull vodka.
That has nothing to do with believing in ghosts. That's vodka.
That's part of the Crystal Skull thing was all related to the Crystal Skull.
Those have been
mythos.
proven to be a hoax.
Yeah, but he believes them.
But they've been proven to be a hoax.
See, now you understand how I feel when I bring up how stuff's bullshit on the show.
See, the problem is that I also think it, but the show is not a very good show if we just both
Maybe
go.
Maybe it's a bad show. Maybe that's what...
This is your fault.
This is your fault.
I thought I was going to talk about more people killing people.
Well, you can if you want to. I just don't got much to contribute to that.
Nah, I like talking about ghosts.
Facts are interesting in like a very limited way for me.
Facts are interesting in a limited
facts
way.
About like murders. Because what am I going to say?
I thought you were just like facts in general, and I'm like,
facts,
cool. I'm just going to make up facts all the time.
Facts in general are super limited. No, it's a... Anyway, that was just a side note.
Did you know Snopes has decided that it's true that 1 in 4 people get ghost fingers put in their ear every day?
No.
It's true.
I don't believe you.
Facts.
I don't think that's a fact at all.
It was on Snopes.
I think you're lying right now.
Ghosts just walk around and give people wet willies. That's what I would do.
You know what I did think was bullshit? The whole Wayfair thing?
That was, and it is. What logic would there be behind that to give access to everyone in the world the right to buy a child?
Oh, no, yeah, I know.
You get caught right away.
But forget that for a second. Let's assume it's not true because it's probably not. But
who was assuming it was? Anyway, I thought we both said no.
But here's the other thing I didn't like about it was they're like fact checking on that when like Snopes looked into it was they contacted the company and they were like, hey, are you selling kids in cabinets? And the company was like, no, it's all right. And that was the end of the fact checking.
You have to ask.
Yeah, I know. But like part of me is like, they didn't check this at like I don't think they're really selling kids in cabinets, but
here's probably why. Snopes was like, this isn't real. This is dumb and it's not real. And they were like, are you doing it?
Yeah.
No? Cool, that's what we already thought.
But like, yeah, no, I'm with you. But like the fact that their fact checking stopped at, are you doing it? No.
The fact that there was the only evidence was some person on Twitter was just like, I think that this is children. Like there was nothing to back it up other than that cabinet was really expensive. So I bet it's a child.
There was more circumstantial evidence, but it was kind of
after
bullshit.
The fact.
Like the whole Yandex in
the Yandex thing was just complete bullshit because it turns out you can type in whatever number you want.
Yeah, it could be anything. Yeah, it'll bring up a
picture of little children because apparently Russia's weird and their children are coded by numbers.
Dude, super gross and weird. Yeah. And yeah, then the cabinets were super expensive. They said that was just a fluke, and so something else was with pillows, I think.
Yeah,
where it was just like a coding fluke.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, having worked in systems that like you're dealing with database stuff, I can tell you for a fact, sometimes shit just is weird in systems. We the company I'm working for now, we had an issue with someone put hats in. So there's these hats. I'm not going to go into the names of anything.
There are hats,
but they're hats. They're like beanies, like
the big
winter beanies.
Hats.
And for some reason, the person that put their weight in for their like how much this weighs in the system,
put the period in the wrong spot,
put it as 2 pounds for a winter beanie. And like we're like, I don't know what fucking hat you're wearing that's lead lined to protect you from Y rays, but these are not 2 pounds. We weighed them. It's a 0.3 of a pound. So it's a third of a pound. They had them in just 2 pounds. So we couldn't.
So what happened there? I know exactly what happened there. That person was typing, hit enter, went, oh, that's not right. Typing.
Almost
just
certainly.
Did not correct it. They were like, I already hit enter.
We couldn't get them to fit anywhere on the shelf in the system because the shelf would be like, hey, that box has 78 of them. That's way too much weight for a single space on the shelf. Floor. Yeah, they'd be like, no, you can't put this on the shelf. It's not rated for that because it thought each of these freaking hats was 2 pounds.
I would love for you guys to just put it on the shelf, ignore it, and have OSHA come in and check your logs.
be like,
yo, why do you have 50 million pounds of hats
Meanwhile,
on this shelf?
The small woman that's checking is like, this is not that, it's not heavy. It's just, and they're like, nah, I don't know. It's in the system as 2 pounds a hat. I'm pretty sure it's too heavy.
This is a 600-pound box right here. You guys need to not put this up there.
It's
anyway,
everyone's
back to
Ash
ghosts.
Ketchum. Yeah.
Don't you dare wave your finger at me or I'll make you a ghost.
Wow, there's some threats being thrown.
Speaking of ghosts,
what else about ghosts, Kyle?
Let's talk about black-eyed children.
Are those ghosts?
Kind of.
Okay, I've never heard of them.
They're children.
I don't know. I'm talking about it like this. I don't know what's going on, Kyle. I just want to help.
I just want to help.
I'm a child.
So who are the black-eyed children?
Oh, my God. I can see your notes, and I'm in pain from what you're about to read.
I hate you.
I'm sorry. Just go on.
I gave like the basic background, and then I got some stories of it.
Okay.
And I can't wait for you guys to bitch about the stories because I picked short ones, which whenever I pick short ones, you complain there's not enough information. But if I pick a long one, then oh my fucking God, I'm reading for 5 minutes and you have a complaint about that.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the first one you ever picked was Vanta Black, and that was one of the all-time worst stories I've ever fucking heard, other than Metal Jamboree.
Greatest thing ever. I'm gonna go to one day.
I'd love to. We need
Starring the
merch
Black-Eyed
that says
Children.
Rum Runners and their Metal Jamborees. I'm on board with that.
So the black-eyed children are paranormal creatures that they look like children between the ages of 6 and 16.
Okay, so children.
So they're children. They
Creepy.
look like children.
Children scary. I'm on board.
They're reported to be really pale
Mm-hmm.
and have black eyes.
So
the number one
vampires.
feature is the black eyes.
So they're vampire children.
all black.
Okay,
Nobody knows what they are.
they're vampires
They might be.
or the demons.
And normally they're wearing clothes that's not fitting to the period that they're in or their age. They're dressed weird. And they speak weird. They speak older than they look. Like a 5-year-old black-eyed child
So
will
it's like
talk to
a
you like
demon
an
that
adult.
doesn't understand what fashion or speech patterns are.
Kind of. Some people think they might be demons. They're probably demons.
Okay.
Demons.
Okay.
So normally when you'll see them is like they'll be hitchhiking or you'll be stopped somewhere at like a stoplight or something and they're going to come up and approach
Like a
you.
crossroads? Because demons love crossroads.
Well, it's not always that too. Sometimes they'll just come to your house and ring on your
Oh,
doorbell.
shit, yeah.
Yeah. So like the way you see them is they approach you.
Yeah. I think I've heard a story about these things.
Yeah. And when they approach you, one of the things that's going to happen is you're going to get really uncomfortable and you're not going to know why.
So like when you're around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, that was a low blow. That was the low hanging fruit. Go on.
So you should probably embrace that feeling.
Okay.
Because at the same time, you're feeling compelled to do whatever they ask of you. And they're going to ask it in a way that's very direct and very forceful. So it's like a little kid coming up to you, and instead of just being like, hey, can I use your phone? I don't know where my mom is. They're going to be like, let me use your phone.
They're like, let me have the kitchen knife, Bill.
No, it's usually not. They usually just want to come in.
Yeah.
They're always trying to just get close to you and get you in like closed
demons
in
want
areas.
you to invite them in.
That could be it.
There's a lot of stuff with thresholds and
the other thing is you almost always encounter them super late at night.
Yeah.
It'll be like 1 or 2 in the morning.
it's like witching hour.
So it's like extra creepy. Like I think that adds to the reason that people feel uncomfortable is because when you see a black-eyed child, you see a 5-year-old child come to your door at like 1 in the morning and be like, can I call my mom on your phone? Or actually it's more like, let me call my mom on your phone.
Like, give me your phone to call my mother, sir.
Let me come in and talk to my mom on your phone.
I definitely heard a story about these.
So there's been reports since the 80s, but really it's like kind of like 1996, 1998 are like the significant time when people started to really like report about it. It was in like, where'd it go? It peaked on the internet. That's not where I wanted to go. Oh, in the 90s, there was like a ghost related like mail-in thing. And a man named Brian Bethel wrote in about his encounter with the quote unquote those darn black-eyed kids who he met outside of a theater.
Are we sure this
Abilene,
wasn't him
Texas.
encountering like black kids and he's just being super like
So
he
a
like
lot of people
realized he was mad about black kids and was like, no, they're definitely white. It's black eyes. I said black eyes. I
Are
didn't
you
say
saying
those black
Texans are
guys
racist?
kids.
Why are you shitting on Texas?
I'm not saying
Actually,
Texas
I didn't
are
even
racist.
get all the way to Texas yet when
I
you
didn't
started
even know
that.
it was Texas. That's how I wasn't shitting on
Abilene,
Texas.
Texas is where it happened.
Oh, I didn't
for
even hear
him.
that part. I was just thinking that he was just like them black guys kids, and they were like black-eyed kids. He was like, yeah, those ones.
No, but a lot of people would like chalk it up to being like an early like creepypasta.
Okay.
But he still swears that it's not, that he really encountered these kids. And then since then, there'd been a lot more like people that have come out and said they've had encounters.
Okay.
In 2013, there was kind of like a fever pitch of it.
Mm-hmm.
When MSN's website put a 2-minute video called Weekly Strange out, and it was talking about them.
Okay.
And so like everybody on the internet started picking up and talking about them. And
Yeah.
I think that's when like they really started to get like
They went kind of viral.
Yeah, it kind of went viral then. I remember seeing like TV shows like when Discovery Channel, or no, Animal Planet
Really?
did like weird paranormal shows. Do you not remember that?
No.
They used to do Haunted and stuff on Animal
Really?
Planet. Animal Planet did ghost stories for a while.
Why?
Don't know.
I mean, I guess ratings.
It almost had nothing to do with animals. Sometimes there was a dog in the house, but usually it was just that's where I would watch ghost stories.
Do you remember a show called Scariest Places on Earth?
Yes, it was one of my favorite parts about summertime when I was a kid.
I loved that show.
The reason I looked so forward to summertime was because they always had like that, and I would just spend all day watching ghost stories.
Yeah.
Don't sniff at the same time as me. It's rude. I didn't do it that time. I held it in. So what happens when you meet them? Do you know?
They try to take your soul.
They try and touch you, and they try and come in your house and touch you. So you gotta really embrace your flight instinct.
Okay.
Because you're gonna want to run, but you're also gonna want to help them.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think there's a part of human like inside for most people, maybe not like me, but like most people would see like a 6-year-old child wandering the streets at night and want to help them.
No, fuck that.
Or
Kids are
feel
creepy.
like a bad person for not helping them.
My flight instinct, look, I'm not scared of zombies and I'm not scared of children, but I hate zombie children. And I don't like children in general.
The thing. A lot of people don't notice the eyes until like they've had a conversation.
Let me tell you something. If a regular kid with not black eyes came to my door and was like, "Give me your phone, turtle," I would be like, "Eat shit, child." And I'd call like the police and be like, "There's a creepy ass kid outside. You should probably get it. What's it doing? I don't know. It's crying for its mom. Come here and take it.
Come take this child."
There's some kid. He'd be like,
"It wants to come in my house. You take it in your house."
You're not coming in this house, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Demon ass kids. Not even these kids, just kids in general. I was just calling other kids demons.
So
you're a breeder. You've got them.
Oh my God,
if I ever woke up in the middle of the night to like a child staring over me, even if it's mine, it's getting drop kicked in the face.
On that note, that's happened a lot of times. You just like wake up, you roll over, it's pitch black, and there's a shadow standing over your bed. Like, what the fuck? Why are you in my room right now?
My partner did that a couple weeks ago. I woke up,
rolled into your room
no. She was sleeping over, but she woke up in the middle of the night for snacks, and I had Fruity Pebbles in my room for her.
She just stared at you,
and she was eating Fruity Pebbles at the foot of my bed, like staring over. And I opened my eyes, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And she was like, "Snacking," and I was like, "Stop that."
The kids don't say anything though; they just stare at you until you wake up.
Yeah, I believe it.
She at least was doing something noisy. They're literally just staring.
Children are
and my kids sleepwalk, so I don't even know if they're awake when they do.
So they're literally just like holding a knife, and you're just like, "What are you doing?" And they're just like,
maybe I've bred black-eyed children. I don't know, man.
That would not. I'm going to tell you something, Kyle. I would not be surprised if your offspring were demons.
So when you see them, you're going to want to run away from them?
I'm going to want. If the next time I see one of your kids, it's going to be like, demon, pow, kick in the face.
So something that's really important to know is there's no stories of what happens if you let
touch
them in.
Because no one that touches them is ever seen again.
Well, yeah, like the only stories you ever have are the people that have chose not to let the child in.
Do you know the theories that like enough people go missing every year that like it could sustain a vampire population?
I like the idea that there's the stairs in the woods, and if you walk up them, you disappear. Those are sweet. You ever hear those stories?
I've heard something like that, but I don't know too much about it.
It's a creepypasta thing.
But
I love that.
A lot of people go missing every year.
Yeah, like especially in the woods.
Just everywhere. Just in like
no, but like the woods, there's like an unheard of amount of people that go missing, and there's like no way to know.
Do you know why? Because people can't fucking find their way through the woods. They have no idea how to walk in a straight line. They think they're walking in a straight line, but they're not.
Sometimes it's experts of wood stuff, whatever those are called.
Sometimes those people get attacked by bears.
People who are good at the woods.
Survivor Man.
Survivor Man. Those people die a lot.
I love Les Stroud.
Like the ones that aren't on camera with a bunch of people with them, those people die.
Yeah.
Often. Like the people that just go and like, I just like to stay in the woods for months on end.
I watch a couple of them on YouTube, and I'm almost certain one day they're just going to stop uploading, and it's because they went to like the Canadian wilderness and were never seen again.
What's funny is that there's been videos like that. There's like people that are like, not like that kind, but like people that would like go, like exploring caves.
Mm-hmm.
I remember there was like a famous one where like a dude was doing that. He's like, today's the day I'm going in. And then he just never uploaded again.
Yeah.
Like,
I believe
he
it.
died in that.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely did not come back.
He's dead now. He dead.
So what is your opinion of the black-eyed children?
They sound super creepy, and I would not open my door for them.
You would too.
I wouldn't.
You'd want to.
Let me tell you something. I ain't afraid of no black-eyed kids. I'll touch them.
then you'll die.
No,
because they're definitely demons.
I'll eat their souls.
As far as I'm concerned, they probably
are
demons.
They're legit probably demons or vampires.
Vampires is the other theory,
I think vampire is the one that makes sense to me.
I literally do not believe in vampires.
They need you to let you in. I think they're the vampires that are probably real, and not the vampires that people think are real.
They just eat you entirely?
No, yeah, well, the vampires are like consume your soul.
All right.
Every culture in the world, I did a whole report on this in college. Every culture in the world has some version of vampire. And although a lot of people...
Yeah, but here's the thing about like 90% of those stories is they're like, oh, look at how bloated that corpse is in the ground. Definitely a vampire.
Not at all.
That's why you got malaria. We better burn that and you're going to drink it because that's a real thing that has happened.
Yeah, but that's not at all where the origins come from.
Not malaria. Consumption. I think that's
most of the actual mythos before major political figures started with like people that would just go missing at night. That was the big thing. That's why vampires were night creatures. They blamed it on wolves. They blamed it on bats. They blamed it on night creatures. Then people started assuming that we're all the same thing.
What's your opinion on psychic vampires?
Probably real.
I tried when I was in high school.
Yeah.
90% sure it didn't work, and then I had like a whole sleep paralysis thing, and then I stopped because I was reading a book about sleep paralysis. Or no, I was reading a book about psychic vampires. Then I had sleep paralysis, and I'm like, this is what the book says it is.
Oh my god!
So I thought I was being attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you were, because it's pretty normal.
Yeah, but sleep paralysis is super common.
Well, what was really ironic is there was a whole thing about how there's like uncontrolled psychic vampirism, where someone who's like really sick will do it. Mm-hmm. And then you'll have sleep paralysis. And my grandfather was dying of cancer at the time.
Oh, shit.
And I was in that house. So I was like, this is definitely what happened.
Maybe your grandfather was a psychic vampire and you.
Yeah, maybe. But no, it was definitely just sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
That was the only time I ever had it. And then one time I was telling him about it, and then he had it. And I've been pointing at Jared.
All right, so let's cycle back to black-eyed children.
Some encounters, because my last thing on that was, are they demons? And I said probably, and you said probably.
I'm kind of on board. I think
probably
vampires are demons.
There's no such thing as vampires. Name one time you've seen a vampire. Exactly. Those are just goth kids that like get their teeth sharpened. That is not what a vampire. Fine, capped. I'm gonna do that someday. I thought about it when I was younger.
So I was like, all right, psychic vampire children demons.
Encounters in which you fight me because I'm gonna poorly read them.
Oh,
they're not gonna be onto what you want them to be.
Okay.
So this story,
I'm ready,
is from a person from a website that I forgot to write down, and I don't know their name. But here's the
great
story.
Job citing your sources, Kyle.
Definitely true. Source unknown. On March 17th, 2008.
Too many numbers. I'm sorry. I was just fucking so much age. I was just kidding. Go on.
I had my one and only encounter with a black-eyed kid. Before my experience, I had never heard of anything having to do with black-eyed kids. I was 12. I was sitting outside of a hairdresser's in an old Chevy pickup waiting for my mom to get her hair cut. About 15 minutes had passed, and I saw some kid walking back and forth along the sidewalk in front of my parked car.
That's weird.
At first, I thought I recognized him as one of my friends from school, so I banged on the front windshield until he looked my way. It was not anyone I knew.
You're
at
not
this point,
Billy.
I was not scared at all. Not yet. The boy walked over to the side of my car and just stares.
Stares at you?
I think to let me get a good look at his eyes. It freaked me out.
He was like, you know who you're knocking at, boy.
Let me tell you, I've never seen a black-eyed kid. I have no idea what to imagine. Pupils black as the night sky, the boy whispers, "You must let me in." And then I locked the car doors and ducked down in the space between the seats. 5 minutes later, he was gone. My mother got into the car. She told me a boy with black eyes had come into the hairdresser's and insisted my mother give him the keys to her car. She refused. Thank God she did.
Of course she refused. If a kid walks in and goes, "Give me the keys to your car," you're going to get the fuck out of here, you little bastard.
Why? Because your daughter won't let me in.
Yeah, right. What the fuck?
Yeah, and that situation, the color of that kid's eyes had no point in that.
No.
It didn't matter what he looked like.
That could have been, those eyes could have been just normal brown, blue, or whatever. That kid was just a creep.
That was not going to happen. I'm going to try it someday. I'm just going to walk up to somebody and be like, "Give me the keys to your car."
That one was probably something weird. Like the sunlight was reflecting off the window and like made the eyes look black to the kid.
Well, they could have just had really, really dark brown eyes.
Yeah, exactly. And then they were just like, it was a demon.
But why did he want to get in the car so bad?
I don't know. The windows were closed. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he was just like, "Are you okay? Is it hot in the car?" And he's like, "I'm not letting you in the car." And he was like, and then he's like, goes over to. He's like, "Hey, ma'am, your kid's screaming about not letting me in the car." And she's like, "I'm not giving you my keys, weirdo." And it's just like,
in reality, actually, that little girl did know him, but she had schizophrenia, so she was imagining him as somebody else. Because isn't that a thing with that? You see people as or whatever. What's the one? There's some kind of thing where you don't recognize people you know.
I don't know.
All right, well, that's probably what it was. I live in a big city in South BC, and
What's
it's 11,
BC?
British Columbia.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I was just not.
That's just what I assume it was. Is that Canada?
British Columbia, yeah.
Okay. Well, I always forget what that is in the District of Columbia, which is here.
DC.
It's 11:52 here as I type this. I had just got home from The Conjuring. Scary shit, I'm telling you. I was lurking on
This sounds like imagination ran wild.
/r/creepy.
I just watched The Conjuring and I'm lurking on a scary thing, and then the black-eyed kids came to my door.
And I heard a knock on the door. How did you know what was next? I walked over confused because I live
just so
alone.
you know,
and
this
I'm
is
a recluse.
already better than Vanta Black.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is good. You're doing a good job, yeah.
As I approached the door, I felt pure terror. The feeling you get when you feel like
my butthole clenched.
Death is imminent.
I knew
or you're
1,000
facing
years
your
of pain.
biggest fear. When I opened the door, I was shaking madly. I was staring into the face of a 6'3" teenage girl. She was still 4 inches shorter than me, but I felt like I don't know why the height.
6'7"?
I don't know why the height is so important.
The person writing this is 6'7",
yeah,
and there's a 6'3" teenage girl knocking on their door.
Yeah,
is this a porn? Is this a guy or girl writing this?
I don't know. Doesn't say.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, really, it could be a girl that's like hot to try.
People.
Yeah, why not? There's people that love mountain climbing.
But I still felt like I was about to faint. She asked if she could enter my premise because her mom had left town.
Now, see, that is suspicious.
And she lost her keys.
May I enter your premise?
She claimed she needed a couch to sleep on and was cold. I blinked and screamed bloody murder, slamming the door in her face.
Vampire. Sounds like
that's a tall ass person, so I would probably I'd be like scared as shit. But I'm short, so 6'3" person came and was like, "Let me sleep on your couch." I'm like, "No,
I need an adult.
Why are you so tall?
Why are you so cold? It's midnight.
You're tall enough to get your own house."
I
feel like height and
do you think
ability to work
height
are
and
equal.
money equal. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, those are related, not age.
Who needs a forklift? I have a tall friend.
So after he slammed the door in her face, I ran to my room and grabbed my revolver. Yeah, illegal, I know.
Wow.
And sat in the recliner facing the door until I dozed off. When I woke up, I looked outside and she was gone, but the word soon was scratched weakly into the door.
That sounds like a vampire. Like that description sounds like a vampire.
So a month ago, my friend was talking to me about these creepy ass kids. They were hanging around his house. He seemed scared. That's not how it's written, but I just like played that off on that. Like, what a bitch.
Little bitch.
What a bitch. Like he was about to shit his pants and he doesn't scare easily. Is he the one that's 6'7"? He said they always wanted to use his phone and wanted to come in, but he always said no. A week ago, he told me he was going to let them in and didn't really give it any attention. But he's been missing ever since. I've gone to his house, but it's empty. His cell phone number isn't going through anymore. Isn't going through. Does anyone know what happened to him? I don't know. Does anyone?
Does anyone know what happened to him?
I've heard about BEKs just now, and I don't know what they do. Is he alive? Please help. I'm seriously freaked the fuck out.
So that one's like, hey, my friend had black-eyed kids, and now he is gone.
Now he is gone. My friend was telling me these kids knocked on his door regularly.
Well, so you said before you read these that no one said like I opened the door and let them in once. You have no stories about that, but that's a story about a guy being like, I'm going to let them in, and then
Here's the thing. It's not from his point of view though. Yep. No one who's ever let them in has told the story.
Well, yeah, because they're dead. Or that guy said he was going to let them in so that he could stop being friends with this weirdo writing horror stories. without like guilty conscience. He's just like, I'm just going to tell him I let some murder hobos in. And like when his parents ask my parents if I'm still alive, they're just going to be like, just ignore that. Billy's gone now. Please leave us alone.
I don't think he lived with his parents. I think he lived alone because his house is empty.
Well, whatever. Then he was just like,
Devoid
I'm moving,
persons.
and I don't want this weird ass friend I have to keep following me when I move. So I'm telling him I'm letting in demons.
So, thank you for watching another episode of the Dark Rum Podcast.
Remember, kids, don't let demons or vampires in your house. If something asks permission, do not let them.
Or do, because if they're offering you gifts...
No. I don't care if it's just a normal-looking human. If they're like, may I enter your abode? You say, no. You may not.
No, I mean, if you actually specifically know it's a ghost or a demon, and it's like, yo, I'll give you $1 million. Let me.
You would literally sell like anything for any amount of anything.
I would sell the shit out of my soul, man.
I know.
Doesn't have any value to me. And I know souls don't have any value to you because I know that you've sold your soul for like
what?
Something in lunch in high school.
Not
you guys used to do that shit all the time.
No, I own souls. I never sold mine. I bought multiple souls. I had to sell Ian back his soul because him and Bonnie got upset that I still had it.
What?
I made him buy his soul back from me.
How much did it cost him?
It cost him $25.
Oh my God, you really made him?
No, I don't think I actually charged him. I think I made him buy me lunch.
Like so you see, souls are trivial to you. It's
I
just
didn't say
the
they're
cost
trivial.
of whatever it is.
I've never sold mine because I don't think they're trivial. People like Ian thought they were trivial until his girlfriend was like, you need to own your soul.
Let me buy your soul.
No, never, not a chance.
Why not?
Because first of all, you're a monster.
What am I gonna do with it?
I don't know, become a skinwalker or something.
Probably sell it to someone else.
And I'd probably trade it.
Like if I could own a bunch of souls, I'd probably just trade them like the stock market.
I made my dog Cody sell me his soul.
I don't think you can do that. That's stealing.
We put a pen in his paw and made him sign a kind of little contract saying, I give you my soul, rough.
I'm gonna get you to give me your soul.
I'm not giving it to you.
Anyway, yeah, I'd literally trade my soul for probably just any shits and giggles.
Anyway, thank you very much for listening to Dark Rum Podcast. You can find us on Instagram at Dark Rum Podcast.
On Twitter at Dark Rum Podcast.
On Gmail at darkrumPodcastStories@gmail.com.
Tell us how you feel about ghosts and black-eyed children.
Do you believe in souls? Do you believe in ghosties? Do you have a ghost story?
If you have a ghost story, tell me your ghost story. I love hearing people's ghost stories.
I would also love to hear a good ghost story.
Just email us at Dark Rum Stories.
Dark Rum Podcast Stories.
No, it's just Dark Rum Stories. Stop trying to change the names of the emails.
Dark Rum Stories.
Y'all are so bad at this.
Dark Rum Stories at gmail.com. Thank you very much for listening. I hope your day is amazing. Don't let black-eyed kids in your house.
Or do.
No.